So over the past 24 hours, there's been a big discussion over the future of Carlo Ancelotti, with people now after this match against Lille, in which the team lost in convincing fashion 1-0. They got outclassed, they got beaten by a team that should not be competing against them. And many of the fans over on Twitter and all over the social media platforms are now memeing Ancelotti, putting all kinds of edits together, which I think is funny. I think it's funny, don't get me wrong there, but I think it is over exaggerated. Because my opinion on Ancelotti is, I would say it's different. I trust that Ancelotti has these things down, he has the team in the right position, and they may not be playing well right now, but you have to trust that he can change that. But the thing is, and this has been going on for a very long time, if the team loses even once, the entire fan base loses their minds. Because in the entirety of 2024, we've only suffered 2 losses. One to Atletico Madrid in January, and this one against Lille. 2 losses. You telling me that a team that only lost twice in this year is getting flamed for losing? Other teams lose way more. Big teams lose way more. More of the story, I think the fans are very spoiled, myself included, you know. I am disappointed with many performances even when the team wins. If you look at the Champions League, and we always look to that to see where the team's quality is at. We always compare ourselves to Manchester City, to Bayern Munich, to all of these big clubs. And right now, I will say this team is not even near Barcelona. I think Barcelona are playing better football. Will that correspond to them beating us in El Clasico? I don't think so. But now, the problem that I have with these fans is that now after one loss, they want Ancelotti to be sacked. Are you crazy? This guy who won us the Champions League and La Liga with half of the squad injured. You telling me this guy must get sacked because of one loss? And that's the part that I don't agree with, because people are already looking at future replacements. They're looking at Jurgen Klopp, he's a free agent. I will take a guess on how he will run the club. He'll probably buy a decent amount of players. But I don't think he screams Real Madrid. Nothing about him gives off Real Madrid. That sounds like I'm judging him based off his aura, which I'm not doing that. I just don't think he has the Madrid aura. We look at Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso did a fantastic job with Bayer Leverkusen. But you see, we don't know. I would choose, at the moment, I would choose Ancelotti over him. I don't know where to rank him when it comes to managers. He could just replace Ancelotti. But this job of Real Madrid, it's difficult. Do I think he can live up to the task? I think he can. There's also Raul Gonzalez, who is unproven, and let's just scratch that out. He's not going to be the coach. We have Zizou, who's also on the table, but let's not forget Zizou in his last 2 seasons was just not good. So therefore I think Ancelotti should stay at the club. And we need to talk about why getting rid of Ancelotti is a dangerous move. It will haunt Real Madrid and it will destroy Real Madrid. And this is why I say so. Scroll back to 2014/15. He had a great season. He did not win any trophies. He lost the Champions League, lost Copa del Rey and La Liga to a fantastic Barcelona squad. And I would say that is one of the best squads we've seen in many decades. And for us to judge Ancelotti for coming so close to beating them, I think that was crazy. Him getting sacked in 2015 was one of the worst sackings that I think we've ever seen. And you know, people will look at this season and they will say,
well, we are bad and stuff. Oh, we are bad. We lost this match. Oh, we drew all these matches against Mallorca and all these things.
If we go to 2014-15, I would say that was worse. We were losing back-to-back matches against Atletico, losing multiple matches, winning some matches as well, and losing our Clásicos, getting knocked out of Copa del Rey, getting knocked out of the UCL, and then failing in La Liga. We had way worse seasons, and you wanna now sack Ancelotti for barely even scratching that surface. And if you remember, when we did sack him, we replaced him with Benitez. Benitez, when I tell you Benitez was not the coach he was not the successor. We then learned Zidane was the successor. But honestly, I would not want to go through that process again. We were lucky to stumble across Zizou. If we didn't stumble across Zidane, this team would have been on the biggest downfall in history. This time, I don't think Zidane is that guy anymore. I think we should just keep Ancelotti. Honestly, no matter how bad he is currently, I still think we have to trust him, similar to how Arsenal do with Arteta, same with how Manchester City do with Pep Guardiola. You have to trust these managers. Sometimes they're not going to deliver, but sometimes they will. And listen, if you look at this season alone, look at the injury list. Militao is injured, Rodrigo, Brahim, Courtois, Alaba, and I think there are a few more names. And you have to also take that into account because performing with all of these injuries, it's an achievement. So we go forward from that. Let's talk about things that I think he needs to do or things he can improve upon. These are just my suggestions, and let me know what your suggestions are because I know I can be way off sometimes, and I know you guys in the comments, some of you, your ball knowledge is better. The first thing, I think you should give Arda Güler more minutes. We saw against Nice, this guy came on, played 15 minutes and put on a great display. Let's just give him more minutes. I've been noticing over the past few games, Ancelotti would leave Güler completely on the bench. He would leave him completely out of the match. And that's not something I want to see. I want to see him play more. And that's the first suggestion. The second one is use 4-3-3. Now I know the diamond was used in previous games and we lost to Lille. So with losing to Lille, it kind of puts the diamond formation now back to the side. We played well against Alaves with the 4-3-3. I think we must stick with that. And that's what I think. We're getting used to that. Let's just stick with that. Third one is rotate Courtois and Lunin. What I mean by this is you don't want to risk a big injury to either one of them. So rotate them properly. Give Courtois his rest. Seriously. Give Lunin his playtime. And I think that is something he has to do. And the last one. Rest the workhorses. We are seeing Valverde give his all on the pitch, playing full 90 minutes. He can't do this every single time. We need to rest this guy before some injury happens because he's a valuable player. And I think Ancelotti will regret using him for every single match, every single minute. If Valverde gets struck with an injury, I think this team is going to be on their last legs. So Ancelotti, if you're smart, you're not going to play Valverde in every single match. But that is my thoughts on this. What are your thoughts? As I said, leave what your suggestions are for Ancelotti in the comment section. But if you enjoyed, I would really appreciate it if you smash like. That tells me if you enjoyed the video. And it tells me if I should do more of these type of videos. But up here's a new video. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Peace out.